There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. Audio's moving properly. I'm in frame. Welcome to the show. If it's a Monday morning, you know who the fuck else is going to be up at Monday morning doing a show. Aries Bookman, I'm your host. Welcome to the show. Thank you for showing up. Series set, triple eight, peace. Peace. See? Non-threatening, right? You like that. I'm going to do more of it. Dawson, what's up, y'all? Good to see you in the chat. Cast the spell, hola. Good to see Alicia M. Hey, good to see y'all in the chat. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Thank you for getting up and giving a fuck, right? So today, this is what I want to do today. First and foremost, I want to go over some ideas that are super duper basic. That's what I need to do. I need to fucking export this. I thought I exported that already. I didn't, but it's okay. I'm gonna do it right now, and we're gonna go over it. What we're gonna go over, I'm gonna start going over, is some of the fundamental map. I'm gonna make the distinction between what the fundamental map is and what people are generally looking for. But before I do that, I have to do two things. One is I'm gonna have to go back over map and method. Just so you understand what it is, what you're looking for, and what the fuck I'm not talking about. But the other thing, and we all know what that is, right PM Infinity, what it do? Right PM, we know what it is. We know what the other thing is. Hold on, let me get it to you real quick. There you go. There you go. Ooh. Ah. Excellent. Serious set, triple eight said I have been better not eating my kids too. So you got kids too? See, man, look. If I'm fucking up this hard and I get this, bro, you need to stick around just to make sure. Stick around to make sure you get it all. Because I'm telling you, I get it. I get why you want to eat them. They look like fucking food. There we go. Centered me up there. I'm thinking about changing this thing up. I'm not sure. We'll see. This is the beginning of the second month of the first season of the guild. The first season, I took the students through Ascension. And wonderfully proud, man. Everyone who showed up, because there were a few people whose schedules are. Actually, I don't know what the schedule is because I don't care. I keep myself open. So when you show up, you get it, man. It's wonderful. I know everyone has the inclination to project their own idea over what they're looking at to get as close as they can because they think they understand what they think they understand. Oh, but Daddy's here to help you, kids. Daddy is here to help you. Because you don't get what you think you get, but that's what I'm going to talk about today. Do I? Yeah, I do that. Okay, because I don't want you to look at what I'm doing as I'm doing it here. No, I'm not. It's not that serious. Yeah, hold on. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, guys, because I cannot stress enough to you how important it is that you check your understanding of the fundamentals that you are using. Okay, here, let's open this back up. There we go. Now you can start to look at what I'm doing. Um, where am I? I am on the public side of the guild. Okay. Um, the link will be in the bottom. You can get right to the details. It'll bring you straight here. What I am going to be talking to you about is the Bookman model. It is a cosmological model. Now you will say, Arius, why the fuck do I need a cosmological model? You know what? In light of the fact that I just said what I'm presenting to you is a cosmological model, that's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. We need more students like you. Why the fuck do you need a cosmological model? Well, first of all, you already have one. Okay, but that's kind of what we're going to get into real quick, because you have to understand what you think it is you're looking at. Look, let me jump ahead a little bit here. Boom. Because this is why I have to say this. This is why I have to say this, because you think you know what you're looking at when you see these. Things like the zodiac, the chakras, the tree of life, the Kalipov, the elements, whether or not you go fourfold or fivefold. These are fundamental maps. They're not methodological maps, meaning they do not show you where you are. And you'll say, Aries, I get that. I fucking get that. I heard what you said and I understand that. You don't. But I'm gonna break it down to you today. And it's okay that you don't get it. Fuck. These are not methodological maps. These don't show you where you are, where you're going, or what you need to do. Okay? Just because you can name the qualities of one of the chakras, or just because you can name a path on the Kabbalah, or a pillar on the Kabbalah, or a Sephiroth on the Kabbalah, just because you know where the Da'ath is, just because you can name names from the Kalipov, does not mean you understand how to do this practically. Practical magic is a how. It's a how. You cannot get an effective how with a shaky what, when, and where. More especially not a who. Anyway, don't do that. Don't do that. I get it. I'm starting to see it. Why I eat the kids? Aside from the fact that they look like food. I love talking about this, but then my frustration gets mixed in, and it looks like I'm trying to destroy you. Ugh. God, you know what? If I was trying to destroy you, you wouldn't see me coming. That's not a bluff. That's my technique. Anyways, no talk about me. All right. Why do you need a cosmological map? Why do you need to have an understanding of your own cosmology? Let me see if that makes it better when you look at it. I think it kind of does. You know? Hey. Why do you need a cosmological map? Everyone has a cosmological map. Your cosmological map is basically going to be the collection of your metaphysical presuppositions. Okay, these are the suppositions or the positions that you've taken prior to any other position. Okay, but they're characterized by being metaphysical. Now, what is metaphysical? What is metaphysical? Because some people will just characterize any spooky word as metaphysical. Dirty, what's going on in the chat? Checking in. Good shirt. Good shit. Good shirt. Ha, it's funny. Good shit, man. Good to see you in the chat, bro. Look, what is metaphysics? Metaphysics is philosophy. I don't care what pseudoscience you motherfuckers know when you're mixing some kind of particulate matter with a spooky word. You're wrong. That's not metaphysics. Metaphysics is philosophy. It's literally a branch of philosophy. Okay, what composes metaphysics? Ontology, epistemology, and cosmology. Okay, I'm definitely gonna put ontology and epistemology down your throat. Give me just a moment. Cosmology, because the question was, Aries, why do I need a cosmological map, cosmological model? What are you talking about? Aren't you overburdening our conversation with words? Let's get into it. Cosmology, okay? And let me even be kind, because I could tell you, hey, why don't you look up cosmology? Why don't you look up cosmology? And you can say, hey, I'm gonna do it, but you won't. And it's okay that you won't, because I get it. I'm the teacher. I get it. I'm the parent. I get it. I'm the one in charge here. I get it. I'm the one making a claim. I mean, why not just sit there and never change your mind about anything you feel? I get it. I'm going to look it up. We're just going to hit a Wikipedia definition of cosmology, because it don't have to be difficult. Why would you zoom? I know why you zoomed me back out. No, thank you for zooming me back out, because you actually did your job. Cosmology. The universe, the world, is a branch of physics and metaphysics dealing with the nature of the universe and the cosmos, okay? Right there. You'll have metaphysics and physics, okay? Metaphysics and physics, okay? Please keep it in mind. Because I want you to know, when you're talking about one, you are not talking about the other. Okay? So, let's do this. Melanin, particulate matter. Putting aside the fact that you really should be talking to a microbiologist if you're going to be talking fucking melanin, not a metaphysician. That's more physics than anything. Why? Particulate matter. Matter in particulate form. Even if you say matter is energy, you're still saying matter. Okay? That's your issue. You're not even talking about metaphysics. You're talking about physics. You hear the word universe, you change God out with the universe. So really it's the universe that does it. And here we go. Cosmology. Your cosmological map is gonna lay out what are your fundamentals of reality. Okay, you have to have an understanding of what your fundamentals of reality are in order to have a methodology, or more importantly, to fit yourself into the world. It's easy to say the word universe, but if you don't have an understanding of how that connects to your own existence, it's just words. Everyone has a cosmology. Everyone has a cosmology. And at this level of analysis, it's not about whether or not your cosmology is right or wrong. It's about whether or not you have one. Okay? Let's get into that. Let's get into that, because just saying a bunch of words you got from motherfuckers you heard. That was nice. Just saying a bunch of words you got from motherfuckers you heard don't mean you on the upper echelon. You on your way to the upper room. Okay? Damn it. Why? I'm already pissed. Ugh. Here we go. Excuse me, I had to vomit real quick. Every cosmological model will answer these three questions for you. Every cosmological model will answer these three questions for you. And on top of that, any cosmological model worth its salt. When I say worth its salt, I mean any good. Okay. I guess that's an old man quote. Ha, that's funny. Any cosmological model worth its salt will answer these three questions, and it will do it seamlessly. It'll do it so good, you won't even have to think or consider that maybe you don't know these questions. That's what it's supposed to do. Your cosmological model is supposed to, in a practical or pragmatic sense, not necessarily in a philosophical sense, because motherfuckers don't do that to them. Of course they don't. In a pragmatic sense, what your cosmology does, pragmatic meaning practical, meaning what can I do with it? Okay, there you go. That's what you want to know. Your cosmology nests you into the reality you will perceive. Okay, and so this level of analysis is not about whether or not it's right. It's about what it's going to do for you. Okay, for perfect example, everyone knows Christianity. All of you know Christianity. All right. Unless of course I'm getting the global reach that I really want. Anyways, for now, most of you know Christianity. As much as you want to reject it and say it's not the truth. See, fuck. Truth is a metaphysical question. And so you can't figure out truth with particles and energy. It don't work. You literally have no idea what it is just in your hand you're trying to use to describe this. You cannot tell me truth with spooky back oil or Anunnaki alien story. It doesn't work. You fundamentally don't know what those things are, nor do you know what truth is. You're asking metaphysical questions. If you get into what is real, once again, this is a philosophical question, more specifically an ontological question. What exists? What is real? What is the nature of that thing? You cannot answer those questions with physics. Physics is going to help you predict behavior. It does not tell you what it is. Like, yeah, that hurts me so much. Because it's like, fuck, just shut up for a minute and maybe you'll understand. Stop. Don't be a dickhead. It's like, fuck. Look, to the degree to which you'll admit you don't get this, I am more than willing to not be a dick about it. I'll be a dick because I'm a dick. I'm going to make fun of things. But look, there's nothing I can do for you not to get me to make fun of you. You could literally be in my face, balls deep, in 3 bitches, and I'm still going to look at you and say, nigga, you don't get no bitches. I'm a hater. I don't hate you because something's wrong with you. I hate you because it's fun. Once you get over the fact I'm going to laugh at you, it's very simple, okay? That's the thing, tricksters. Everyone looks at the trickster and is like, okay, here he comes. He's coming to fuck up everything. No, you live in shit already. Damn it. The shit's right in front of your face. You don't want to see it. I can't help but see it. This is me. I gotta accept you. Shit. Ranting. These things nest you into reality. Without being nested or fit into reality, the effect is that you don't understand the world around you. The world feels chaotic. It feels infinitely dangerous. Everyone looks crazy to you. You can't understand anyone around you. Even if you do it in the reverse virtue signal way, I just can't understand these Negroes. Oh, what are they doing? How could you do that? I just couldn't understand what it'd be to be like that. Okay, you did the reverse virtue signal. Congratulations, we get it. You're virtuous and you didn't even say anything about virtue. Great job, once again. That's still a symptom of the same thing. Okay? Because look, even if I don't do what another nigga do, I can understand why he did it. Damn it, man. Because I mean, like, this is part of why I'm mad, because when I think about this shit, motherfuckers don't get what they've lost. You're so quick to reduce everything to some human perspective. You don't understand the cosmology you're invoking. Because you think you either have no cosmology or don't need one. What was the devil's greatest trick? Convincing you it didn't exist. Go beyond, okay, convince you the motherfucker don't exist. I don't even want you to think about it. Don't even think about whether or not I exist. Come on, it's the double bluff. Anyways, let me get into it. Excuse me. Because look, to the degree to which you'll admit you'll get this, I can get you to get it. My hardest thing is getting all the shit you think you know out the way. This clusterfuck of combobulated words. Like, I get it. I feel your heat, kid. I know you want to get it. I know you want to understand. But you wanting to understand it's not even on the path of you understanding. This ain't kindergarten. I'm not gonna tickle your shoulder and make you confident so that you start to learn. You gotta want to learn. I mean, you gotta admit that you're dumb. You can get by it, but you gotta admit it. Anyway, sorry. Let me get into this. All cosmological models that are effective are going to answer these three questions for you. Perfect example. And I love Christianity because most of you niggas are still Christian, even though you don't want to admit it. You're still Christian because you're using the same cosmology. Okay? What is reality at large? If you are a Christian, they answer it for you. Very simply. Boom. What is reality at large? Well, you got heaven and God. You got hell and the devil. And then you got earth and man. Boom. What is reality at large? The ontology. What are the fundamentals? What exists? What exists? The fundamentals. What is reality at large? Okay? If you're a Christian, you never have to question those three things. No one tells you you better not question it. If you're a Christian, you don't question those three things. Hell, even if you're one of these Christians who say, I'm not a Christian anymore, I don't go to church, fuck Jesus. I'm doing Goetia demons. So what cosmology are you using? Where are demons? Where do you get demons from? Hell. Yeah. I know. Right. Or you could say, okay, look, let's switch it on me. Switch on me. Say you're doing daemons. Go ahead. Invoke the Greek shit, right? Let me guess. You go pick and choose from that what you want. You gonna invoke anything else Greek? No. You cannot conflate demons from the Christian pantheon, from the Catholic, same thing, from the Hebrew, Abrahamic. That's what I'll say. Because look, Christianity and Islam are offshoots of fucking. Are you serious? Oh, okay, no, I did that. Christianity and Islam are offshoots of Judaism. So I'll just say the Abrahamic shit. Because you motherfuckers are stuck in the Abrahamic shit. Stop. Let me juxtapose this idea. Okay, let's take it to the Greeks if you like. Since people want to invoke daemons, okay? What was the Greeks' cosmology? And I talked about Tartarus before in one of my videos. Tartarus was said to be below the underworld. What was the thing? If you dropped an anchor from the heavens, it would take 10 and let it fall. It would take 10 days to reach the realm of man, on Earth, and then it would take another 10 days to hit the underworld. And if you give it 10 more days, you'll get to Tartarus or something to that effect. But anyways, what are they telling you? What are they talking to you about when they say that? They're talking to you about the fundamentals of reality. Okay? They're talking to you about the fundamentals of reality. How does the Bible start? With Genesis. It's giving you the fundamentals of that reality. So you can tell me you're not a Christian. If you're still using their fundamentals, I'll be damned if you're not. Fuck out of here. Anyways, that is the first thing it answers for you. The second thing it's going to answer for you. Okay, look, you told me what's the fundamentals. Let's say I believe that. Let's say I understand that. What's the context or the content of those fundamentals? What is the context or the content? To the degree to which anything can find themselves to be a part of what you're talking about, how would it look? How would I know them? Okay, how would I know them? How would I know something that's part of these fundamentals? Cosmic Flow, good. What's good, Corporeal? Good to see you in the chat. Is this the Cosmic Flow from Instagram? The one to be trying to make fun of Panic? And Trav? That's funny. What's up? Good to see you in the chat. That's the second thing it's answering. Okay, the first question said, look, you got heaven and God, right? Next question, what's it going to do? It's going to populate that shit. You got angels, archangels, choirs of angels. You got hell and the devil, right? It populates that shit. You got levels of hell, demons, different types of demons. Earth and man, what's it going to do? It's going to populate that shit. Okay, so you get the first question. All cosmological models do this. Remember, the first question gives you the ontological fundamentals, the ontology. Okay, anyone can say the word ontology. To know what it means and how to use it is a different thing, guys, all right? Good, look. Get your meme game up, Cosmic Flow. Hit me with it. Come roast me. Come roast me. We got some fun. Look. But anyway, yeah, you got to get in here too, man. You got to get in here too. You got to get this stuff too. Because I've been seeing you try to give them little tips out and stuff. I've been seeing the tips. I don't know what you're doing with tips, kid. Anyway, come on. All right. Self in context, okay? One of the ways you'll get this from Christianity, you get the whole narrative about the fall of Lucifer, the fall of Adam, the fall of Christ, and the rise of Christ, okay? What does that story do? That populates all the fundamentals that they gave you in Genesis. All the fundamentals that were answered in that first question are populated with the second. Okay, look, it doesn't matter whether or not anything that you're saying is right. These are the things you use, the mechanisms by which you explain anything else. Let's do Egyptian. Right? Let's do Egyptian. What's reality at large? They give you the narrative about the waters of Noon and Ra, the old kingdom, the old gods. Right? Those are fundamental reality. And then they populate it, what they do, with a narrative. A narrative isn't just a story. Do not confuse it with just a story. Please do not confuse it with just a fucking bedtime story, you children. God, okay, got it. That made sense. Ouch. It's more than a story. Okay? The story is the format. The story is the format. Think of your idea of yourself. It's crucial to your concept, to anything you do in existence. Your idea of yourself is central. How do you have that saved? What is the file format for the idea of yourself? It's a narrative. It can't help but be a narrative. So why is anything else in your cosmology going to be based in a narrative? So that you can fit the narratives together. Let's give you an example of Christianity. Okay, look, told you what reality at large is. Heaven, hell, the earth, man, the God. Okay, cool. There's the basics. What's the self in the context of that? What's populating this? What's the narrative about it? Okay, they give you the narrative, the fall of Lucifer. There goes everything that's happening in heaven. That gets shit moving, right? The fall of Adam. Rolling again. Can't seem to get it right. Well, if you can't beat them, join them. The fall of Christ. We're going to lean into it here. And then the resurrection. That gives you the narrative for everything they answered in the first question. So, you got that and you got the narrative. What's the most crucial part? What's the part everyone's concerned with? What does this have to do with me? Well, that's what the third question answers for you. And then once again, if your cosmological model is worth its salt, if it's any good, it does it seamlessly. Okay, let's go back to a Christian example. If you just gave me the whole story, the fall of Lucifer, the fall of Adam, the fall of Christ and his resurrection, what does it have to do with me? Well, this is why we have, what's the last one? Goddamn, what's the last book? Are you kidding me? I knew the name seconds ago, didn't I? Revelations. There we go. I had to think Armageddon. Why? Because Armageddon is a revelation. Revelations. Everything else in the Bible to this point is written in the past tense. Narrative. It's written in the past tense. Revelations is written in the future tense. Now, before we even just jump into the implications of that, if they gave you past tense and future tense, what do you think you are supposed to fit in? The now, the present, leading to the future, right? What's the narrative continuity between the two? What's this got to do with me? Let's do it Christian style, right? Come on, let's do it Christian style, because I know you know this. Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back. He gonna come back. He coming back with the sword. He coming back to right all the wrongs. And so we gonna need an army. He gonna separate the wheat from the chaff. So at that point, it's either you're on his team or you're not. So what do you do? What do you do? What's this got to do with me? Accept Christ as your God and Savior. And there's so many methodologies to do that. And see, this is my biggest point. You only get to methodology after you've answered these questions. After you answered these questions, then you can get to methodology. And I don't care what your methodology is. There's so many motherfuckers who will look at the methodology of Christianity, or the fundamentals of Christianity, and come up with different methodologies. Okay, Jesus coming back. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out there and preach the good word. I got a pamphlet, I got your door, and I'm knocking. Okay, there's one. Another motherfucker may be like, okay, I know Jesus is coming back, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit right here and I ain't going to do shit. I'm going to just be good. No sin. As a matter of fact, I'm going to repent for all my sins. Same fundamentals, different methodology. Equally valid. But what makes it valid? To the degree to which it nests with the larger narrative. To a Christian, what makes an angel valid? Because what an angel is nests perfectly into heaven. It's beautiful. It's got robes, feathered wings, and floats and sings. It nests perfectly into that idea. You need to understand the cosmological model you are working with. That's my point. Okay? So here, where are we at now? I get it. You tell me, look, Arius, I understand what you're saying. I get it now that you put it in those terms. But I'm not a Christian anymore. Okay. Okay, cool. I can dig it. You still need to comprehend your own cosmological model. But let me guess, this is what you did. You don't deal with the God out there. No, it's just the universe. Oh, so you switched the names. Okay. No, I didn't switch the names. No, it's not like that. It's not like that, character God. It's the universe. It's loving. It's oh my God. God, I can't even imitate it without wanting to vomit. Look. What a lot of people are doing when they say the universe, and this is part of why I looked up cosmology for you, when they say the universe, what they mean is physics. What they mean is physics. Ugh. When most people brush over their idea of themselves, their own cosmological model, what they are going to devolve into attempting to invoke is physics. More specifically, materialist physics, I guess you could say. Dual physics, where you have a mind-body problem. Okay, the ontological category of matter. Even if you describe it as energy, it's the same thing. Like, anyone who doesn't understand that's the same thing really does not get what's in their hand that they're trying to use. But that's what babies do, though. They pick up things, they don't really know what's in their hand, they have to numb on it, and that's what they're doing. And you can't fault them for doing that. Ugh. It's disgusting. Get your slobber off of this. This is a thing. This is why I'm showing y'all the fucking fundamental maps. Because when you sit here and you show me these and you act like you know what this is, I'm telling you you don't. I'm telling you don't. Ugh. But it feels good to think you know. Because you got a channel from Thunderbird or whatever the fuck. Shut up, nigga. You had a good dream. Like, fuck. That should be killing me. What is you? What is you? Usually, and this is part of the reason I ask this so fervently, I think fervently is the word. This is why I ask this so fervently. Because I'm pointing to the cosmological model that you are inherently invoking with your conception of self that you reduce to human. Not Homo sapien. And we'll get to that because you fucked that one up too. Human. In a way that shows that your beliefs are strong and sincerely felt. There we go. Okay, I was using the word appropriately. Did I, let me see. Fervently. There we go. Oh, I don't know, you didn't hear my desktop audio. Never mind. Fervently. Yes. The reason I talk about this so fervently. What is you? Human is a lie. The universe. That's what you do. When you make God the universe, what do you become? Coinkydink, you seem to say the same thing, huh? Still human. The point was to change you. You can tell me how you're the supreme everything, right? I'm all of this. Here, look at my new latest tip. What is you? And it doesn't matter what answer you put in there. What I'm asking, what model are you invoking? What framework are you invoking? Even the path of I have no framework is a framework. Even the desire to have no desire is a desire. Cosmic flow. Relationships versus titles. Know the difference. Relationships versus titles. Relationships versus titles. Um, Fill me in. I don't know what you're relating to when you mentioned it. Not only is there like a 20-second lag, but I talk ridiculous shit. So because no, titles are important. Titles are very important. I would have said names versus titles, but you said relationships, so I'm curious about what you're talking about. Very curious. Feel free. Feel free. Please jump in there. Um. Okay. Okay. Don't be as triggered. It's because I not only do I fucking love this topic, but the thing I'm invoking is the most crucial part for any of the shit you're doing. Or rather, and here's the details. Any of the things you claim to be doing. Because most of what you niggas is doing is trying to give little hints to show, oh God, hey, look at this, look at me. If you know, you know. God, I hate that shit. Niggas don't know. And you could. That's why it hurts, because you could, okay? So look, this is the big point, okay? All of these frameworks you think you know because you can name pieces of it, these are fundamental maps. They're only giving you ontology and epistemology. They presume or presuppose that whoever is looking at them is initiated. And if they weren't initiated, what would they do? They'd go to the collective of people who were specifically initiated in this, and those people would tell you what to do. Okay, so you're not gonna find what is you on here. You're not. Like, look, for chakras, right? You can tell me what all the chakras are. What you is in the sevenfold pattern, in the chakra pattern, is Kundalini. But if you think Kundalini is spooky back oil, fuck, don't be. What? Fuck, it's stupid. If you think Kundalini is spooky back oil, you just reduce the you are here to something else on the map, right? It's so. God, I hate that shit. Dawson says, could I grab another story example like Lord of Rings making the me and get me, Gandalf, and then nested myself in that cosmology? Well, look. Because I can't do that. I can't do that, but I really want y'all to focus on the fundamental map and not so much the methodological map, because people really do try and the way most people will try and understand this is they want to fit themselves in. Okay, now that I fit myself in, now I understand. It's usually very pragmatic. It's usually okay. Well, I get everything you're saying, but what do I do with it? And usually when somebody says that, they don't get what it is. Because they understand the words you said, but they don't understand how the words convert to something pragmatic or practical. And it's usually because that's mostly the focus of what they're looking for. I want to give you the distinction about what I mean. I'm going to do that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Spooky backhole, just reading curriculum. Bruh, it's serious. Spooky back oil, metaphysical pepper in your veins that makes you better than white people. Oh, it's the superconductor electromagnetic melanin in your it's all in everything. Matter of fact, outer space is melanin. Niggas say outer space is melanin. It's ridiculous. Oh my God, what's another thing? Cranial nerves. Cranial nerves is really what it is. No. Niggas are quick to reduce everything to something in the meat bag. To make the meat bag super. Why? Why do they want to make the meat bag super? Because that's what they think they are. That's what they know themselves to be. When they say, I'm the universe, that's what they mean. That's what they mean. Even though they'll say, no, I'm not my body, it's all mine. That's literally what they mean. I'm the meat bag. And that's as far as they take it. Fuck. It was when you mentioned God / the universe. What are you? Not you. Bonded / binded to is what I mean. It's all the mind. Now it's all the mind. I hate that. I will say that. But let me jump back to God and the universe. I think when you said titles, that's what pulled it out. Look, this is what I say a lot. Because even the planet is like this. There's a name and there's a title. God is a name and a title. Okay? It's a name and a title. And you don't know if I'm talking about the name or the title necessarily. I don't know what the fuck that was. Anyways, so let's say, and this is the example I use. Let's say I had a king who was named king. And I say, what's it like to be king? Well, am I talking about the name or the title, the person or the position? They're two different classes of things. It's an ontological matter. There are two different classes of things. But when you don't make the distinction and you think of the character as the position, which is what most people do, which is why when people say, I don't believe in God, that's what they mean. They mean the name. They don't mean the title. They mean the person, not the position. And so what do? They take the attributes of the position and they attribute to them to this new thing they call the universe. Because look, and see, this is why I don't like it's all the mind. Because the first Hermetic principle or principle of Tahuti, whichever one you want to, no, it's really that one. Nigga, what does it say? That's the point. Okay, the first principle, all is mind, the universe is mental. If you'll notice, there's a bit of punctuation there. If you'll notice, there's a bit of punctuation there. It's two different concepts, okay? It's two different concepts. Once again, symbolism. Symbolism is more than an interesting looking picture. The first statement, the all is mind. Period. You can drop it right there. You can drop it right there. But see, this is the thing. Not even the statement drops it right there. Why? Because to drop it right there it's almost a moot point. It's redundant. Okay, all is mine. Look, bro, you could say all is chair, all is carrot, all is pen, all is love, all is light, all is energy. It don't matter. The first part of that statement just sums up, to make it very simple, all things are one thing. That's it. That's all the first part does. But, once again, because it doesn't leave it there, and you can't leave it there. It's a moot point. It's redundant. All things are one thing. All truth is but half truth. Why do I say half truth? Because you just said everything is one thing. Why would there be a universe or a mental? Because, okay, look at the word, mental. It's not mind. It didn't say mind is the universe. It said all is mind. The universe is mental. What is the mental? Of mind. Of mind. That's what the AL is doing at the end of the word. It's a suffix. Of mind. The universe is of mind. Okay, so hold on. Let me bring it all back together. Because look, everything is one thing. That's not... One thing may as well be fucking zero. It's so monolithic. This is why I say all truth is but half truth. Because if that was the whole truth, you could have just stopped there. But it's only half the truth. And so this thing that is universe is partially true. It's of truth. It's in the image of truth. Once again, all in the first principle. So that's why I don't like the all is mine, because motherfuckers will stop right there and use that shit as motivation. It feels good to say that in the face of all this ridiculous, confounding, hurtful, painful suffering. It sounds really cool to say that. But it's like, okay, so that's my issue with it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I went the fuck off. My bad. It might have been a stupid question. No, it wasn't a stupid question. No, it wasn't a stupid question. I just haven't got back to answering it. It wasn't a stupid question. It was a good question. Please let me look, because look, you didn't necessarily ask me about what I said. You asked me for something. So I think it's a stupid thing to ask me for something. I have to use a story that I know you're familiar with. Like I am a nerd. I don't like Lord of the Rings. I think it's the Titanic of fantasy movies. I think Lord of the Rings is the Titanic of fantasy movies. Okay? So, there, I said it. Destroy me. I don't care. Come close, and I'm glad you went off. Keep it honest. Got to, man. Well, otherwise, I'm gonna choke on the shit. Super me bag. All this charity. All this shit that has nothing to do. Look, I gotta get this story for him. I gotta get a story for him. Super Mario. Everybody knows Super Mario. Everybody has a decent idea of what's going on with Super Mario. So what exists in Mario's land? Okay? What exists? Well, we know Mario and Brothers exist. Something to do with pipes and plumbing. That world exists. In that world is Princess Peach. So there's some type of monarchy. There's the word. It's Princess Peach. But there's also Bowser in his fiery, hellish world. Right? Basics. There's the basics of what exists. Well, what's going on? What's the narrative behind that? Well, Bowser's ass, and somehow, so the story goes, Bowser done stole Peach. I don't know how this keep happening, but because Bowser has stolen Peach, Mario is duty bound to go and retrieve her. Okay? What's the revelations of that? Because you know how the game is going to end when you start it. You still got to play. You know how to end. You know how the game going to end. What's revelations? Mario will come back to save Peach. He will fight all of Bowser's minions, climb to the highest tower of the highest castle, defeat Bowser himself, and run away into the sunshine with Peach. And so where do you come in all of this? You play the role of Mario. What is a me in a narrative? You're playing a role. Just like if we did it in the Christian narrative. What are you doing? You're playing a role. What's the role? You're either on Jesus and them side or you're not. It can be as simple as that. It can be as simple as that. Okay? It's but this is the thing. Because what you is in all of this is so far down the line of things you really got to look at. This is why I'm talking about the fundamental map today. And this is why I say that's the case. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up the private side of the guild real quick. And I'm going to go into the study materials. Anyone who is a member of the guild during the season has access to all these things. You can download them, take them, share them with people. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead. Take it, rip it, and tell me it was you. Tell me it was you that came up with it. And look, bro, I got the good shit in here. You niggas have no idea. I got the good shit in here for you, bro. I got the lovely Adam Cadmons. Oh, this is my favorite. This is one of my favorites right here. You niggas love the 666. You gotta tell me it's melanin and carbon and some other particulate matter like a dumbass. It has nothing to do with that. Your Merkaba isn't a light, but oh my god, like what comes after 6? What is 6 setting up? Come on now. Motherfuckers will tell me 7 this and 7 that. You don't understand. And it's okay that you don't understand. But you gotta accept you don't understand. Look, there's your Anu. There's your Anu. It's not space aliens. It's not space aliens. It's a metaphysical dynamic. What the fuck? Oh. I was like, did the door just open on its own? Chakras, the secrets of man. Anyway, this is what I want to get into. Thank you, lovely wife. And the water. Excellent. Excellent. This is what I want to get into. Well, can you do that from that side? I don't know. Try it out. Anyways, this is what I want to do, guys. It has a mage in it. I don't like it neither. And tools from her too. Okay. Well, look, I'm sure there's better examples I can use. But look, this is why I really, as much as it pains you, I get it. In order to understand what you're talking about, you have to focus on what fundamentals you're using. Okay? It's easy to just say Ein Sof, and Ein Sulfur. But if you don't, like those are not talking about what you do. Like here, I gotta get into this. I have to get into this because you have to understand this, okay? And I'm glad I got music on this so I can listen to the music. This is the example I always give you. And you have to get this because it's so pertinent. And I can maximize it, right? Okay. In the Bookman model, I make the cosmology threefold. Very simple. I don't need to make it 7-fold, 5-fold, 10-fold, or 12-fold. Okay? You can. And I can show you how you can. But to understand, you don't need it to be that complicated. See, when you know all the Ein Sof, Ein Sulfur, Kepher, Malkuth, Yesapharon, like, those are great names, okay? But that's not going to make it any simpler for you to understand it. There's a reason there was a crocodile head on the god in the Egyptian pantheon. Because when these niggas walked up the street, they seen crocodiles. If I'd have put a penguin on that shit, nobody would have understood. It wouldn't have fit with them. It don't mean something wrong with penguins or that crocodiles are super divine. It's a map. And so when you're looking at the cosmology, the cosmological model, the Bookman model, is made for people who exist today who are inundated in matter, in the cosmological order of matter. I tell you some metaphysical shit, and you gotta reduce it to cells. Yeah. Ow. I'm full of myself. Anyways, okay, look. Alright. I'm gonna make this simple. And I'm gonna tell you why focusing on what do I need to do isn't gonna help you understand. You have to understand before you can even understand the answer about what to do. You have to understand the fundamentals about what's going on. It's very key, okay? So first and foremost, I want to help you understand what I mean when I say the tree of life, the chakras, the fourfold or fivefold elements. These are maps. They're fundamental maps. They're not methodological maps. When you ask me a question of how or where am I? What is you? Where am I on the map? That's a methodological map. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Okay, so right now, ontology and epistemology are going to be a fundamental map. Let me show you, okay? Here, you open up your Google Maps, right? You don't look for anything. You don't search for anything, okay? You just open it up. What does it show you right away? It shows you the ontology, okay? And I gave you the ontology. This is the ontology in the Bookman model, all right? Very simple, all right? And look, you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. If you can't help but hold on to cells and melanin and particles and metabolism and magnetosphere and electromagnetic dielectric tricarbolism, okay. If you need all of that, quantum, whatever, because look, quantum is still the physical realm. Quanta. Talking about particles again, dude. All that's the physical realm. But if you need it, guess what? The cosmological model accounts for it. So I'm not telling you get rid of everything you know. I would like you to be able to do it, but you don't have to. So you open up Google Maps immediately. You don't search for anything. You don't put anything in. Immediately, it gives you the fundamentals, the ontological fundamentals. Okay? Let's continue, because it don't stop there. It's going to change in a moment. There we go. All right. So now what's happening? We're in the realm of epistemology. You look something up. On here, the example I used was the goodwill. All right? Now, what happened when you look something up? Did the fundamentals change? No. The ontology didn't shift at all. What happens? The epistemology is an outgrowth of the ontology. So all the epistemology is based on the context of the ontology. The ontology is your at-large, and your epistemology is your in context. And there are many things you can find in context of that at large. So I just searched goodwill. I get all the goodwills in the area. Not only that, I can look into different information about them. Once again, there is no me on the map yet. Please keep that in mind. Look, I can look up something different. Here, let's look at Walmart. Same difference, right? Look, the base ontology doesn't need to change. And I can get so much from just the ontology and epistemology without asking what I have to do. That's the point. That's what I really want you to get. But, look here, look. Once again, I haven't asked where I am or how to get anywhere. But what happens when you do, okay? That is methodology. So, first and foremost, looking at this image right here, see the top part? Both the ontology and the epistemology, the in context and at large, have the same map. Here, let me rewind it because you weren't paying attention. I know, it's okay. It's fine. You didn't notice it. Look, you see? You've seen this image, right? There's your ontology. There's your epistemology. The image of the map is the same. Why? Because the in context and the at large are inextricably connected. The same way the center point of a shape is connected to the shape itself. They're inextricably connected. These are the fundamental maps. Okay, this is a fundamental map. Okay, so why am I telling you this is a fundamental map? Let me come out of here. I'm gonna come back to this. Okay? Because I have to show you the image again. What difference does it make that that's a fundamental map? Because all the maps you know are only fundamental. All the maps you know are only fundamental maps. You live in an age where you expect a methodological map to be given to you. Let me go back now. You're expecting a methodological map to be given to you, and it's not going to be. Here, let me show you about a methodological map. Here, let's get into this. Uh-oh. Hold on. What just happened? What just happened? For the first time, where am I on the map? Shows up. Where are you? Boom. It wasn't there before. But pop. In order to give me a methodology, that's the first thing you have to start with, isn't it? That's the first thing you have to start with. Where are you? See, what this is an overlay on top of the fundamental map. If you ever go to a mall, there's like 6 copies of the same map throughout the mall. What changes, depending on which map you're looking at, is the little symbol that says, you are here. That's what you're looking for. When you're asking me, okay, how do I fit myself into it? You're looking for, where's the arrow that says you are here? Only methodological maps will give you that. See, a map at the mall without the you are here is a fundamental map. If somebody gave you a pamphlet with just the fundamental map, yeah. If you know how to chart methodology, a fundamental map is all you need. People on the ocean, sail in the ocean, right? One Piece, Nami the Navigator, fuck Nami. Okay, Team Robin over Nami. Really, Snake Princess, but that's a whole discussion. Anyways, the Navigator on a ship, right? They're out in the middle of the fucking ocean, and they got maps from everywhere. Now, if I got a map from Timbuktu, from Pittsburgh, and London, right? Okay, I got maps from 3 different places. There's no way those people could have gave me a map that when I open it up on the middle of the ocean, it's going to say, you are here. No. All they can give me, and all people used to make, were fundamental maps. Because it's up to the navigator to know how to tell where they are. So who would be a navigator for something like the chakras or the tree of life? Those who were initiated in the time and place for when those systems were made. Like Samkhya. Samkhya is interesting. I have 2 people in the guild at least who know a bit about Samkhya. And I'm not going to tell you Samkhya is wrong, but my biggest point is that it's literally made for other people. Like to the degree to which you come up in some of Indian culture, okay, maybe that's not as applicable to you. But, I mean, maybe it's a little bit more applicable to you, okay? But the reason the Egyptian pantheon hit for Egyptians is because it was made for them. And so giving me pieces of Egyptians, Orishas, Kimbambas, Abrahamic, and putting it all together and telling me you got it because you do deep breathing and you had an interesting dream? Like it sounds like I'm making fun of you, but you're ridiculous already. And if you saw that, you stopped projecting it on me. Eric's just coming to fuck me up. No, you fucked yourself up 10 steps back there. I'm just here to laugh. Fuck. Anyways, the distinction between a fundamental map and a methodological map, okay? Because look at this, okay? Here, let me back it up a little bit so you can see. I want you to get this. Look, this little dot, you are here, wasn't there before. It only comes when I ask how. Once you ask how, what I'm asking, what do you mean when I say asking how? You hit the directions button. In order for me to give you directions anywhere, you gotta know where the fuck you at. Alice in the Cheshire Cat, right? Alice in Wonderland. Alice lost in the little woods. Little dumb little girl, but you know it's okay. She lost. And she's talking to the Cheshire Cat. And she's like, I don't know where to go. I don't know which way to go. Where are you trying to get to? Well, I don't know. Well, then, bitch, it don't matter. Fuck you mean? You don't know where you're going. What difference does it make which way you go? What you mean you need directions? You don't even know where you're going. You don't know where you at. How you know you're not already where you say you're trying to go? You don't. But if you can't admit to yourself you don't know that, you ain't gonna get to what you're saying you want to do. A methodological map. And so when you deal with my material from the Guild, the Black Books, I'm going to give you fundamental maps and methodological maps. How will you know the difference? That's a great fucking question, man. You're a good student. You're a good student, man. How will you know? It's going to have Brandon's face on it. I'm sorry. I fucking forgot about the fucking chat. I'm sorry. What tasted One Piece? W tasted One Piece. Oscar Esteban Caravali Herrera. Alright, guys, I'm from Venezuela. Oh shit! Look, I'm hitting that global reach, nigga. Herrera! Welcome to the show. Yeah, reach is just the chakras, ain't it? No, it's not the chakras. Good question though, because I get what you mean. You're asking about correspondence. Look, you can correspond the Orishas to chakras. Okay, probably. But this is what I'm saying. It would still be a fundamental map. And because you're not wrong about that, but I want to give the details on it. All pantheons are doing that. They're giving you a cosmological map. All pantheons do it. Okay, Christianity did it. Hinduism does it. They're doing it with the Orishas. Okay, yeah, it's a cosmological map, but I wouldn't go so far as to simply say it's the chakras, because when you do that, it's like if I had a cat in here, and okay, I got a liver in here, and it's got a liver in there. There's a correspondence. You'd be correct. There's a correspondence, but I can't switch our livers. Not at all. I'd be fucked if I did. So, just because you have a correspondence, it's one thing. It helps you to understand how different the dynamics of different cosmologies, but they're not necessarily interchangeable. Because like think about it like this. There's a Holy Trinity in Christianity, and there's one in Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism. Yeah, it's a Holy Trinity, but they don't work necessarily the same. In Hinduism, you have Ganesh. Ganesh can correlate to something like Legba or Ishu, right? But he's not the same. He's not. And so maybe if you wanted to create something new, you could mix them, but you can't conflate them. So make sure you avoid conflating them. That's the big thing. Because some people, when they say something like that, they just conflate it and then they miss the subtlety. And most of the times when they miss the subtlety, they end up reducing it down to personality and body. But you are correct that there's a correlation between pantheons, because all of them are doing it. That's part of the reason I get into the new gods. Okay? That's part of the reason I get into the new gods. Every anime show you watch, excuse me, did you hear that? It's funny. Every anime show you watch, it's a pantheon. The same way some nigga knows Naruto today, 20,000 years ago, a nigga knew Ra like that. If they had a loincloth back then, he'd have had a Ra loincloth. And he'd have knew the dude at the market, only nigga in Egypt selling Ra loincloths. He the nigga put his niggas on it. See, y'all don't get it. Because gods ain't some spooky fuck magic. It's not spooky fuck magic somewhere. But then the only way people seem to be able to comprehend it is if you can reduce it to humanity for them. And I'm telling you, no. Don't do that, because then it's like you're just stripping all the meaning out of it to do that. You want to use this to help you move out of that concept. This idea of humanity is another artifact of colonialism. Fuck. Not only did you already know yourself to be an aspect of the Most High with your own cosmologies, but under all the shit you've got for white supremacy and colonialism, for the last, oh God, I'll give him 6,000 years. I'll give him 6. And then you look at the history of Homo sapien, it's so much longer than that. Niggas is so hype on the last 6,000 years. Anyway, this idea of human, it was built off of the image of whiteness. How do I know that? Why do I say that? Because it was afforded to no one else. Nothing else. Nothing but white was human. And so now there's a big mess to clean up. Oh, everybody's human now. And we all destroyed the planet. We all fucked everything up. It's all human nature. Nigga, I just got over being considered 2/3 of a human, and now we got to clean up. Ain't that funny? Soon as it's time to clean up, nigga get to be human. But stop. Quit playing with me. Y'all niggas is dumb. Y'all niggas is dumb. You can say I'm a child of the universe, I'm a child of the Most High, but it's a flag, it's a little hollow flag. It don't mean nothing aside from spooky human. My apologies. Look, I spent 2 seasons going the fuck off. I'm trying not to spend all my time going the fuck off. I say certain video games are that way too in regards to the anime comment. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because really, I had half a mind to use Final Fantasy, but then the audacity of me, I don't know Final Fantasy that well. I played Final Fantasy X, didn't even finish 7, didn't have a PlayStation back then. When I got a PlayStation and actually got both of the discs, the first disc only got me far as the end of the first disc. Because the other discs they're shit. I think I still have the fucking case. So I haven't even played Final Fantasy VII. I watched the movie, so I can't invoke it like I'd love to. I would have, but you're absolutely right. Video games, yes. Same exact thing. Same exact thing. And see, this part of Bobby is saying, this shit is over. It's not the white man's rule and the melanin people. No, you listen to art. The order of how the old gods function is over. The warring era is over. There's not necessarily a need for the pantheons to war. There's space for it, always. It's a natural component of existence. But the way we interact with them, the way we understand them, the way they interact is different. 10, 20,000 years ago, a nigga from let's say a Mongol, all right, and don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. But I mean, it's literally accurate, I would think. Anyway, a Mongol and somebody who was living in Mesopotamia still. Let's say they meet, right? Their cosmologies are not conducive to one another's cosmology. Not necessarily. There's some groups' cosmology that is conducive to other cosmologies joining it. There are other cosmologies that are like all war. Like, nigga, my whole identity is slaying the outsiders. If I do that, my God will love me. I'm going to kill you. Matter of fact, I didn't even think twice about it. There are some cosmologies that don't do that, that thrive in an abundance, that never push toward the need to battle the outside world. That's what I'm saying. There's different cosmologies, and they were so isolated and monolithic from one another that they inherently would have to war. Now, the psyches of the people on the planet ain't the same. Once again, 10,000 years ago, I'm not gonna just live in a city full of people who aren't related to me, who I don't know, who don't know what I think reality is. We don't think about the fundamentals of reality different. You didn't just hang around strangers. Most everyone you knew was someone in your family, and not just the nuclear family. You see how African niggas like, what tribe you from? Nigga, that's millions of people. at once that you knew without a question as family, cosmologically. Today the world ain't like that. You can sit and spend most of your days next to people from all around the world and never think twice about it. I buy an Anubis headscarf. Yeah, but look, back then you would, hell yeah. But look, the shit that's popping today, Naruto headband with the slice in it, come on. Look, and this is what I'm saying. We know, like you don't, a nigga who's watching Naruto, like his Anubis ain't got a show. You gotta go back and read them old fucking poems and sonnets. That wasn't even written for niggas like this. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Like, that's why that Naruto headband would hit more. Because the meaning of it resounds in a different way. Yes. Like, it's just yesterday. I got a Stitch shirt. Y'all don't get it. It's okay. Yes, that's a Stitch cup. That's stuff. Look, he just said, I didn't even see that shit. I was just watching the Devil May Cry occult symbolism video. Dope shit. Devil May Cry, the video game, occult symbolism? Okay, cool. Well, see, look, don't even just have to be the spooky games. Kirby, God of Destruction. Y'all better check it. Love Kirby. The worship reminds me of the Vikings. Yeah, you can say, I guess stereotypical idea of a Viking. Because I don't really know if it's that way. I don't really be getting into it like that. But I guess if in terms of me, the stereotypical idea of a Viking, violent and warlike cosmology, where you easily nest yourself into that narrative. Okay. Yeah. Renegade with the slice. Oh yeah, with the slice. Hell yeah. Because look, that shit'll hit more. Like you remember when you was a kid, like you could have had the shoes with the laces, right? So that's what grown folk had. But before then, she brought in them Spider-Man shoes. Oh, shit. You was in it. Let's go to a Viking. You about to go bear berserker road, right? And right before they hit the battle, right? Here come one of the ladies. Hit you with the bear fur. Woo! Just like them Spider-Man shoes. Ooh, shit different now. Come on. And it's not to say that's wrong or you've been fooled. No, you do that with everything. You can't help but do it. It ain't about getting rid of that. Vikings had different heavens. Valhalla was for warriors. Yep, see, look. It was part of the cosmology. And so, look, if you'd have talked to one of them, and they said, it's like, somebody's like, how do I talk to the ancestors? Or how do I talk to someone who was dead? Or what happens to them? What is my idea of what's going on with that? Their cosmology answered for them seamlessly. Where they didn't have to question. And, well, is it the astral? Is it the under-astral? Is it the subtle bodies? Shut up. God, Western occultism is so fucking convoluted. Excuse me. I'm sorry. No, it's fucking convoluted. They be barking at the moon. Hey man, sometimes you gotta bark at the moon to bring that inner shit out. Sometimes you gotta do that. So look, back to the map. I'm sorry, y'all. Back to the map. What you've been mostly getting are fundamental maps. They don't tell you where you are. You guys are spoiled for choice. You're spoiled for fucking choice. Well, even back at MapQuest. Those are methodological maps. They told you where to go, how to do it. Ugh. Oh God. Anyways, so let me continue with this. Because there's so many things to methodology so that you understand what you're being told. Because look, if what you're asking for is a methodological map, but you don't understand the fundamental map, my answer is going to be incomprehensible to you. Imagine giving somebody a Google Maps directions on how to get somewhere, and they never seen a map. Imagine having them try and follow the directions, and you'll even experience this yourself. Because look, hold on, let's continue. Because I'm gonna show you. Now, boom, right away, what's it do? It pulls where you are, it pulls where you want to go, and it talks about how to get there. Oh, there you go. See, there's that how. Before methodology, there was no how. So when you're looking for how, all of that stuff is contained in an answer of how. All the fundamentals are contained in an answer of how. And so if your fundamentals aren't sound, you ain't got no business asking a how question. But then again, no one really knows how to tell when their fundamentals aren't sound, because it's just as simple as, giving out a new tip. And if you know, you know, and it's not really a real thing, but here's a tip, here's what I do. And it's like, well, why would anyone care what you do? Right? Like if a Christian came up to you and say, hey, this is how I pray, you wouldn't care. If a baby came up to you and say, hey, I like those kind of chips, I don't care. These are delicious, you're right. You wouldn't care. Like you don't have to virtue signal it, because what you gotta do is really embrace what you don't understand. And if you think you understand it all, hello, come fuck with me, because we will fight and it'll be fun. Because look, if you're somebody who gets it all, you got plenty of room to spar with me. Oh, it's gonna be fun. But I guarantee you don't. Because just listening to you. Anyways, when you listen to a baby and you can hear, okay, I get you trying to talk, but bruh, no. Well, it's better than the Google Gaga thing you did, but get a job. Look, see what methodology shows you, okay? And this is one form of methodology. Remember, like I was talking about with the Christian cosmology, even though they're given the past and the future to nest them into a present, there's so many different methodologies you can do based on that. You can go out and preach. You can sit and not sin. Hell, you can beat yourself up because, that's just really what you do. You can never get over sin. You hit yourself with a little whip. Those are methodologies. Those are questions of how. And so look, if you ask a Christian, how do I make sure I'm on Jesus' team? You'll get 30 different methodologies that are all valid. And motherfuckers is caught up in what methodology do I do? How do I do it? It's like, no. If you understood what's going on, how to do it comes quite naturally. If you're hypnotized and they say, be a dog, you don't stop and say, well, what does a dog do? You be a dog, and what a dog does is natural. See, this is what I'm saying. Most of the time when people are looking for methodology, they're looking for, okay, what do I do? No, you missed it. It's what do you be? Because when you get the being right, the doing comes naturally. Water don't have to ask how to make ripples. Ripples are something water does. You can't pull a ripple out of water. Water is what it is. Ripple is what it does. You don't have to ask nobody. It does what it does. Why? Because of what it is. Melanin does not tell you what something is. It is an abstract concept used to track behavior, to predict behavior. Everything in physics is like that. Everything in biology is like that. It is not philosophically or metaphysically telling you what those things are. Those are abstract concepts, fictions, used to track behavior. What do I mean? You don't get me. God damn it. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We two cavemen, right? We two cavemen. And this is a dumb analogy, but follow me. Two cavemen. We sitting there, we chilling. And all of a sudden, Something happened. And both of us look at each other. What the fuck? How do you explain that? What the fuck? Don't know what none of this stuff is. So what do we start doing? Well, what do you do in algebra? You make a variable. All the symmetries of space-time are variables for unknowns. The whole instantiation of matter, the whole creation of the idea of matter, comes out of intentionally stripping it of that what is you. That's why the quantum shit throws everybody on their fucking head. Because of how it puts the observer into the whole mix. And everything about matter is take that out. That belongs to the church. But now you motherfuckers just trying to bring it back in. But the thing is, none of that is made for anything about you, the self. None of it is about that. And so when you try and reduce it to melanin, magnetosphere, spooky back oil, cranial nerves, or some narrative about aliens coming to upgrade DNA, it's wrong. It's pseudoscience. It's pseudoscience. Those are conversations for a biologist, a microbiologist, a chemist, a physicist. Those aren't metaphysical or spiritual questions. Astrology is not astronomy. The zodiac don't have to do it has nothing to do with constellations. There's nothing to do with planets. Those are mechanisms. A unique thing about astrology, though, the astrology uses the zodiac. It uses the zodiac. It isn't the zodiac. Astrology uses the zodiac. The zodiac is a 12-fold pattern. So what does astrology do? Astrology uses that 12-fold pattern and astronomy. Put those two together, that gives you astrology. Astrology is not astronomy, and it is not the zodiac. It uses the two to predict, to read. Okay? But coincidentally, it does focus on what is you and where are you in that mix. But if you don't understand astrology is not astronomy, you'll get confused. You'll think it just has to do with the meat bag again. That's why I don't even like fucking with astrology, because there's so many charlatans and you can't tell anybody anything. It's hard to even say anything about it at all. Methodology, okay? This is what most of you are asking for, but it's not that you're wrong in asking, it's that you don't have fundamentals. And you can say I have fundamentals and you start spouting a bunch of words you heard before that aren't organized into any type of cohesive framework. Well, so what if it's not in the framework areas? I don't have frameworks. Even having no framework is a framework. Walking no path is a path. The desire to have no desire is a desire. We talked about this with the first principle. All is mind. All truth is but half truth. But it's the first principle. But nobody gets that. Why? Because they're here for that heart thump. I want to feel good when I say it. Give me something motivational so I can finish my job at FedEx and Kroger. Get the fuck out of here. It's not about being motivated. It's not about feeling confident and then you learn. That's why you're no good at catching L's. Because you don't learn until you feel good about it. Nah, get down in the dirt, lose, get slayed, and in that moment, be learning. Not taking it personally that you didn't win. God damn, self-esteem. Like, that's so separate from what we're talking about. But look, where else are you going to find the sinners but in the church? So, I'm being a dick. I just wish the motherfuckers that thought they wasn't sinning would get their ass in the church and stop trying to open up a new church with hints and you know what you know. Fuck out of here. God, I'm a dick. But I have a reason to be. Shit. Anyways, methodology. The first thing it needs is a you are here. That's the simplest form of methodological map. It gives you a fundamental map, and on top of that, it gives you an arrow that says you are here, and it leaves the rest up to you. See, this map is a bit advanced of a fundamental map because it tells you where you're gonna go. Imagine if you went to the map in the mall and it showed you where you are, but it told you where you wanted to go. Oh, you want to go to Macy's, don't you? Well, bro, I'm not even interested in Macy's. I thought GameStop is up. No, you want to go to Macy's. Imagine how upset you'd be. This map only ever tells people how to go to Macy's. Sucks. It should be a Macy's map. But it's a map of the mall. It tells you where you are. You pick where you want to go. And if you can't figure it out by then, it's like, well, who the fuck is this? But, hey, niggas really need it spelled out for them these days. What that means is you're not really good at thinking about your thinking. But we're not going to say that. We're going to say everyone else is too complicated and should make it simpler. And it's just this. Whatever. Stop being a dick. This map, first thing it'll give you, like I said, where are you? Where are you going? And how do you get there? First option is in the car, right? Tells you how far it is, how long it's going to take you. Beautiful, right? But that's just one example. There are other methodologies for the same route. Let's say you wanted to walk. Let's say you're going to take a cab. Bicycle? Would you like to bike? Or you can take the subway. And that flips shit on that's a whole different kind of methodology. Okay? So this is what I'm also going to say. If you're going to ask me a question about how, it depends on the angle of approach. It depends on how you are choosing to approach the territory. Okay? It depends on how you're choosing to approach the territory. The first things I go over with people in the guild is the paths of ascension. You have to have some semblance of this in order to understand a methodological question, okay? What do I mean by this? Let's say you look at me, you say, Aries, I got my location. I know where the Walmart is. I get that. How do I get there? Okay. Well, let me see. Because look, let's say you presume, well, obviously I'm going to take a bike. I'm me. And I don't tell you nothing about the bike route. It's going to look like I don't know what I'm talking about. Right? Or let's say you a nigga that always take the subway. And I tell you the expressway route. My methodology is equally valid. But because I don't know how you're preferring to approach the territory itself, I don't know what to do. I can't answer the question. And if I did, let's say I answered it for you because you don't know about the different ways you can go. You sitting there in your car and I start giving you the subway methodology. And so now you think because I done focused on the subway methodology, you got to figure out how to get out of your car first. No, if I'd have known you was going to stay in the car, I could have told you the expressway method. You need to understand your fundamental cosmology. You need to understand how you are choosing to approach the topic. Otherwise, an answer to your methodological question won't make sense. And it's not because I'm not saying something right, and it's not because you don't know something. Well, it kind of is, because you asked the question. But you have to keep that in mind with your own questions. That's why I try and get y'all to stick with the fundamentals. But everybody want to do the highlight reel shot, over the back, shoot the J, I'm just like, dude, you can't dribble. Now, how you trying to pass behind the back? You can't even do a bounce pass. You want to tell me, ask me, oh, hi, Aries, how do I do a behind the back bounce pass? Because really, I've been doing this one thing where I've been practicing my behind the back pass, but I can't get it to bounce. Why have you been practicing behind the back pass? What? And I look like the bad guy. Because I don't want to cultivate their behind the back pass, and this motherfucker can't do a regular pass. But don't want to hear me say that until they figure out how to do a behind the back pass. So I got to teach you a shoddy, fucked up half-ass behind the back pass just for you to understand. Kindergarten. I hate niggas. But that's beyond the point. That's beside the point. Yes, I hate it. Boo-hoo. Get over it. I want you to understand what you're asking for and what you need to even understand the answer, because I want you to get the answer. I want you to be able to do this. I want you to craft your own methodology. I want you to be able to pull that fundamental map out like a C chart, and on your own chart out, okay, I'm here. This is where I want to go, and this is how I get there. Let me get out of here. Because I got to continue on the path here. Because I really want you to get this idea about a fundamental map, which is what these are. These are fundamental maps, chakras, tree of life, Kalipov, zodiac, elements, either fourfold or fivefold. These are fundamental maps. They're fundamental maps made for the initiates of that time and place. This is why you do not want to flippantly correspond. You need to understand the ontological primitives, their presuppositions, before you begin trying to decipher all the little pieces of it. A motherfucker coming to me with a pocket full of pieces, asking me how to do something with it. They put that shit in the trash. No, but it's all I got, and if I don't have this, I may as well just be Christian. Well, it's a good place to start. Okay? Put that shit in the trash. That's nasty. No, you can't keep it. Ew. Wash your hands for dinner. I'm gonna go through that shit again. But look, okay? The map on the top is a fundamental map. This is the kind of map you're going to get with the chakras, with the tree of life, with the Kalipov, with the zodiac, with the elements, fourfold or fivefold. Okay? You're going to get a fundamental map. What is a fundamental map? Look at the map at the top, okay? It's a map of the park. It shows the park at large, and it shows the park in context. What's the park in context? All the little beautiful symbols. Tree, slide, duck, sandbox, flowers, path. It shows you all the little in context. Okay? Because when you actually go to the territory, the park isn't going to look like that. When you go to the territory, because this is a map of the territory, it's a symbol. It's a map of the territory. It's a symbol. So when you see a Homo sapien on a chakra map, it's a symbol. It doesn't mean that's the territory. It's a symbol. Thinking that the chakras are about the Homo sapien physical body is like thinking that when you go to the park, the duck gonna be about as big as a tree. And the lake can only really fit 4 or 5 ducks. No! That's ridiculous. Even still, why do I say this is a fundamental map? Very simple. Why do I say it's a fundamental map? That's right. Because there's no you are here. That would make it a methodological map. That's talking about how do you do something. Here's what, where, and who. What, where, and who. What, where, and who. That's it. That's all you get in fundamental math. That's not enough to answer the question of how. The bottom map is a methodological map. It gives you everything a fundamental map would do, but it overlays a methodology on top of the fundamental map. All right? The guy who's out there in the ocean on the boat, his map, unless it's one of these new digital fancy ones, the map doesn't tell you where you are. The map doesn't tell you where you are. You, being a navigator, someone who's initiated in maps and cartography, would know. So if we're talking chakras, Tree of Life Kalipov, someone who is initiated in that would know where you are. But simply knowing the names of chakras or sephiroths and the paths, reading a few books, doesn't initiate you. More especially not in an ancient system, because you a contemporary motherfucker. And that's okay. You gotta understand that though. You don't need no system with crocodile-headed, goat-headed shit. You don't need no system with spooky Sanskrit words. You don't know Sanskrit. You can learn to learn Samkhya if you want to, and you can get really good at it. There's a dude on YouTube, Theorius Pasophia or something like that. I feature him sometimes. He's a translator of ancient Pali and Greek. Pali being not polyamory. Pali as in one of the original names or the pre-colonial names of the language of the people in India, and the Sanskrit. Anyway, he treats for a living. Like he actually studied that shit. So okay, so cool. If you're listening to him about Sankhya, about Sanskrit words, have at it, dude. Have at it. By all means. You know, but unless you're willing to dedicate yourself to that, that's what it's going to take to reintroduce you into a whole new cosmology. And that's what motherfuckers is trying to do. Re-examine the cosmology you have. Stop trying to run away. Be different from the dead niggas. You're not that different. You smell dead too. I'm gonna say this again. A navigator who is initiated in cartography. Cartography is map making of maps, the charting out of maps. Okay. Because imagine if a motherfucker who's making the map for anyone to use, right, said you are here. How do I know who the fuck gonna use the map and where they're gonna be at on the map? That's why the mall got to set up 6 different of the same maps. So the fundamental map is like an ocean chart. Okay? The navigator has been initiated into the use of that. All right? Because of that, they can take that fundamental map and overlay a methodology. That is what a question of how is doing. It is overlaying a methodology on top of fundamentals. So when you come to someone and you ask, hey man, how do I summon a demon? Okay. Now, I'm going to have to assume you're using Christian cosmology. But then I ask you, and you're like, no, I'm not Christian. I don't believe any of that. What I believe is the universe's melanin magnetosphere hits the kundalini and vibrates with the resonance of your frequency, and you go up. God, I hate it. See, now I got to dig through all of that, and none of that has anything to do with what you asked me. But you're holding on to it like you understand the fundamentals. And that's my issue. Get the fundamentals before you ask me how to do something. And if you think you understand the fundamentals, have the decency, at least for yourself, to challenge that shit. Anything you think you know, try and destroy it. Try and destroy it. Because you feel sensitive when someone else come around trying to destroy it and say, hey man, you full of shit, shut the fuck up and stop posting. What? This is my Instagram page. Get out of my comments. Okay. You see why I don't give a fuck about that? None of you say anything I haven't said to myself 10 times. So not only am I over the fact that I could have been wrong, I've heard what you're saying. I've heard it. I said it to myself. The thing is, you stop. You think that's the pinnacle because you feel good. You got a new cool dream and you feel good. Now you call your dreams channels. God. Look, there's so much capping. Before you know, you have to not know, okay? So one of the things I want to spend the next couple episodes going over the fundamental map, because I haven't met one of you that gets to know. I didn't meet one of you. And he actually did understand the fundamental map very well, but he didn't understand the jump to methodology. He didn't know how to understand that because he, just like most of you, he thought his understanding of the names and the places and some of the dynamics of the fundamental map automatically told you a methodology, and that's not the case. I couldn't explain it to him because he was very proud of getting the fundamental map, and I was proud of it too. I was happy he could understand it. He could spit it. He could even question other niggas on the shit, but he didn't understand the methodology, and I tried to tell him he just didn't like it. He didn't like that. But I mean, and then I've had other niggas who didn't understand the methodology, and I'm telling them it's because they don't understand the fundamental map, but they don't want to hear that. No, I understand that fundamental map. I can say these words, and then they even say the words are wrong. It's just so sad. You want to have fundamentals to what you're talking about. This is why I've made the Bookman model. I've taken the things you already know. This is what I'm saying. I'm not using shit you have never seen. Where's the shit? Where's the shit at? It's always up here. It's up here. I'm telling you, I'm not using something you've never seen. When I show you this right angle that's the primordial, non-physical, and physical, it's not something you've never seen. I can correspond it to your tree of life. I can correspond it to your Kalippo, to your chakras, to your elements, fourfold or fivefold. If you want to do a... Look, it could all be so fucking simple. But you can't mix and match this stuff and then come up with methodology. At least not effective methodology. And it's the thing, if you motherfuckers want to mix and match by yourself and think you're cool, wonderful. Keep it to yourself. Don't give out hints. I didn't ask for a back and forth, Arius. Yes, you did, because you didn't shut the fuck up. Your silence might actually do that. Why don't you try that? No, because you got to be the new preacher, right? You got to be the new slick, spooky, sly teacher. No. Stop. You don't understand. And if you'd accept that, you can get to a place where you do understand, and maybe you could grow to be the thing you really secretly want to be. It's not bad that you want to be that. What is bad is you faking it till you make it. Stop fucking faking it. Face it. You are only supposed to fake it to help you compensate for the fact that you had difficulty facing it. Not to help you avoid facing it. This is why I ain't gonna tell you to fake it at all. I'm not even gonna predict that you niggas can make it. I'm gonna tell you you're not. You're shit. You're not the chosen one. Who choosing? Shut up. You're not the elite. You're not the special nothing. 1% of spiritual nothing. You're just as dead as the rest of the other Tom, Dick, and Harry. You're just as dead. And once you can accept it, you can actually grow. Just knowing the names of chakras don't do it. It's just fundamental map trivia. Oh. I'm not showing you something you've never seen before. You've seen these things. I guarantee you have. But what you haven't known is what the fuck they are in relationship to you. Why not? Because most of you are doing the self-initiation where you're trying to initiate yourself into an old rite and you don't understand what they are. I get it. Kids want to play house. I understand that, but you can't translate that into going to get your own apartment. You're in for a rude awakening. You're in for a rude awakening if you do that. So, I usually talk about these 3 paths of ascension. I'm pooped, bro. It's like so. So I need you to understand the difference between the fundamental map and the methodological map. Because in the guild, we talk about practical magic. And so I have to give you methodological maps. But if you don't understand the fundamental map and the methodological map, giving you a methodological map isn't going to help. Oh, once again, this is on the private side of the guild. When you get in here, you can download it, you can have it, I don't care. But look, here's an idea, here's an image of a methodological map. Like this. Here's one. Anytime you see Brandon's lovely face, it's a methodological map. Okay? It's meaning we're talking about how to do something now. We're concerned about what is you, where is you, how does that work, what role is it playing? Okay? That's going to be a methodological map. What is the thing? What do we know this difference between the fundamental and a methodological map? Well, if you look at the methodological map, you can see the fundamental map underneath it. Why? The methodology is overlaid on top of the fundamentals. Here is a methodological map. Can you see the fundamental map? That's right. It's with the colors. You see the colors, so you see the fundamental map underneath the methodological map. It's very simple, guys. And this is the last thing I want to say about methodology before I kill this for today, okay? And it's very pertinent. I think this is very pertinent, okay? If I'm giving you, let's say I give you this route, right? I give you a methodology. I give you a map of it and everything, man. I give you the whole map, I tell you how to do it, you tell me you get it. There are certain things I can't account for on this map. Like, for instance, the fact that you're going to run into some old dude on the corner, ain't got no home, he going to try and wash your windows. I can't put that on the methodological map. I can probably tell you it might happen, but I can't prepare you for that. Hell, I don't know that a bird is going to fly through the street while you riding halfway through and it's going to cause you to get a flat tire. And now, because you were using the car method, you can't use it no more. So now you got to walk, ride, or subway. But then I didn't prepare you methodologically to have to do that. So now you're fucked. Because I stuck to one methodology in teaching you. What I'm trying to do is to give you guys a broad range of comprehension on methodology. Meaning, I want you to be able to look at the destination, what is you, and tell me, okay, this is what it looks like if I take a bus, this is what it looks like if I take the car, this is what it looks like if I walk, ride the bike, or I take the subway. All the same, you are here, start position, and all the same destination, but infinitely many different methodologies. So you need to know the fundamentals of what it means to have a methodology. This is what I go into. These are the 3 paths of ascension. Here, this is what I'm going to do real quick, because I want you to listen to the music and I want you to watch the video again. Come on, this fucking joint, I'm fucking lost. Good. This is perfect place. The guidepost is the perfect place for you if you're fucking lost. That's what this lighthouse is for, bro. All right, I'm gonna let y'all hear this, and I'm gonna play this video again. Hold on. Oh, groovy music. Hey, bro, check me out though. It's an AI beat. It was kind of slick, like some slick elevator music, right? But it's AI music. It's AI beat. I just looped it. I just needed to give me like a minute. It gave me like 3 minutes. I just looped that shit. But hell yeah, check it out, bro. On me, be low key crunk. I like that shit. No, it's grooving though. Anyway, okay. This is what I want to get into, and also, you don't want to confuse the map with the territory. The map is a symbol. It's a representation. That prefix re means to do over something that's already been done. Just like D, to something, defund is to undo something that has been done. To refund is to do again something that has been done. Okay? It's to redo or do over again something that's been done. A map is a representation. A symbol is a representation. Okay? You do not confuse the map with the territory. If I give you this Google Maps image of what you need to do, the directions, like look, here's the directions for the subway, right? Is that how the subway looks? No, of course not. When you go to the subway, you're not gonna see that. You may see one of these symbols to help you gauge your trajectory, triangulate yourself to gain your bearings. You may use some of the symbols, but it don't look like that. Look, when you get to walking through the city, you gonna see a bunch of blue dots on the ground? No. And see, the shit'll help. It'll give you street view. Like I say, bro, y'all spoiled for choice today. Y'all spoiled for choice. And I have to accommodate that. And it's not to say what it should or shouldn't be. Like I say, I make the Bookman model to accommodate people who live contemporarily. And I'm not telling you don't go learn the other things. What I'm saying is you have to know what you're dealing with. And just feeling confident enough to post on Instagram about it doesn't mean you know. Just because niggas will come in your comments and say, check, fire, and facts, don't mean you're right. They would have said check, fire, and facts to anything that validated what they already wanted to feel. That's why I don't like compliments from people. So often I have to hear their envy as opposed to anything about me. Compliment me. Don't tell me what you're envious of me about. Don't tell me what you wish you could do. Don't tell me don't tell me your manner in which you take your mediocrity, make yourself normality, and then try and tell me I'm up here. No, nigga, I'm normal. You're below average. Yeah, catch up. Fuck you mean? Don't try and put me on a pedestal so you can stay normal and don't have to do anything. No, I'm normal. You're below average. Cosmic folks, I gotta slow down sometimes. Yeah, cause look, this is the thing, man. And this is why I try not to eat my kids no more. Cause it's like, look, I can feel the heat from y'all. I can feel the desire to want to get in this work, to feel the pull to this work, to feel how it's almost a destiny type thing for you to be doing this work. I can feel you can start to understand or notice more than you've ever noticed before. I understand that. I get it. But that's where motherfuckers end up going a little too fast. You know, you ever seen a kid learn to ride a bike? And as soon as he think he getting the pedals, he hit the hardest thing. And it's like, boy, you just learned. Can you get off of this hill? No, don't ask me how to take the training wheels off yet. No, you need them. Yes, I'm going to laugh at you. I want to laugh at you anyway. Keep the training wheels on. There's parts about this you don't understand. Elia, Veer, good to see y'all in the chat, man. Oh, man, this man giving out hugs. It's all right. Okay. All right, come on. Here you go. All right, there you go. Get back on the bike. Get back on the bike. So yeah, And I really just want to talk shit. I really want to talk shit about this fundamental math. I really do. Because, and I haven't talked much about this, but I'm going to make it a requirement for the advanced class I'm going to do. You're going to have to be able to present to me the fundamentals of the fundamental math. From at least 1 to 9. I mean 0 to 9, excuse me. You're at least going to have to be able to spit it from me from 0 to 9. Like this shit with teaching y'all practical magic, the fundamentals of practical magic. I can do this in my sleep. But when it comes to what I actually want to teach, if you are actually interested in metaphysics, you got to show yourself approved. And it's not going to be coming in here telling me how you know the numbers from tarot. No. You know the numbers from tarot based on what somebody told you. I want to see you show your work. I want to know why 10 is completion. I want to know why. Not because you're describing it with a list of things you heard somebody say. Why is that the case? Tell me about the oneness of one. See, these are basics. And they still fly over motherfuckers' head. Coming for the metaphysical degree. All right now. Just look, I'm not gonna be nice about it. Because I get most of you, like as many of y'all asking me about how to do this, how to do that, how to get started. It'd be killing me how few of y'all really want to go the distance. Most of you want to get to a place where you can manage your emotions, you know, and look, I can help you with that. I can tell you how to do that. We go over shadow work like that every Saturday, but this work is so much more than that. It's so much more than that. I'm gonna leave y'all one more thing, bro. Because look, it's not a bad thing to need it. Like, not at all. It's not a bad thing to need it. It's just that there's so much more you can do with this. There's so much more to you. And I don't want someone to feel good and think they're done. Because that's why motherfuckers will move too fast. That's why motherfuckers will jump to conclusions. It's because they inadvertently, unknowingly, because they didn't do the right shadow work, they think, or they're equating, or they're conflating feeling confident about your knowledge with knowing. And it's like there are different types of knowing, bruh. And feeling good ain't wonderful. Where's my thing about the different types of knowing? Let me do this real quick. Like I said, I can do this shit all day. There are essentially four levels of knowing. Okay? Unfortunately, most people are stuck in the propositional conception of knowing. This is what I mean when I say you know the names of the chakras, you know a Samkhya Sanskrit word, you know where they put the words on the chart. Okay, all that is propositional. It is a type of knowing, but it's the lowest resolution of knowing. This is why I can tell y'all all these things on the fundamental map, and you can repeat the words back to me, but then you still ask me, okay, so how do I? Because to know how to do it, on one level, is procedural. On another level, is perspectival. And on another level, is participatory. What do I mean by that? Okay, I told you all the fancy words, right? That's the propositional level. You know that. Okay, cool. I don't believe you, but okay, that's what you'll say. That's what you believe. That's what you feel. So when you ask me, how do I do it? The parts of your knowing that you still don't have are the procedural, because you're going to ask me what to do. The perspectival, well, what does someone who's doing this look like? What is their perspective? What do they think? And then you're going to ask me the participatory. Excuse me. How do I fit into this? What is me? What is you in all this? See, There are 3 other levels of knowing you've yet to attain, yet you have the audacity to tell yourself you know. Each different type of knowing comes with a type of memory, or a way that we a way that we confirm that we know. Excuse me. How do you confirm your propositional knowledge? With the semantic memory of the words. How do you confirm your propositional knowledge? With the semantic memory of the words. You say the word. You say the thing everyone says. All is mind. Everything is light. God is love. It's all of the universe. You say the things everyone says. That's your semantic memory. That is propositional knowing. Procedural knowing. This is where niggas fumble the ball and shoulda, shoulda. Because you have the propositional, you feel you have the procedural. And so what do people start doing? You need to sun gaze. You need to activate your chakras. You need to activate your melanin. You need to contact the Anunnaki through your veggie eating. Eat your veggies so you vibrate and the Anunnaki will come. Right? Sun gaze, drink your piss, activate your anus, assholes. You start coming up with all this ridiculous shit. Do something with the magnetosphere. And so I immediately ask you niggas, what is you? And it's already above your head because you're too busy telling yourself you know enough and you don't. Your questions are begging you to acknowledge that you don't know enough, but you're too busy posing based on how you feel. Come, children. We can get you somewhere. Keep them training wheels on, okay? Procedural. So you're looking to know, well, what does this do? How do I do this? Another angle you may approach it. Well, how does someone who's doing this work look? What is that person's perspective who's doing the work? Why do you ask? Because it's a type of knowing that you're insufficient in. How do we recall that type of knowing? Episodic. Here comes your stories. Here comes your narratives. Look, let's say you know the story of Jesus. How do I be righteous and upright? I'll give you some episodes from Jesus. Let's jump into a different. How do I know how to act in school? Episodic memory. What have I seen other people do? What have I been told to do? How does it look? That's a type of knowing. See, you can know what it's like to be a son, but not know how to propositionally or semantically construct the idea. Right? You can know procedurally how to tie your shoe, but not know how to semantically articulate it. Different types of knowing. So stop settling for telling yourself you know because you have a semantic proposition. Because you had a string of words. The last and most intimate type of knowing is participatory. What's the type of memory for that? This is part of what you call a self. This is part of what you call a self. Participatory. You ever met somebody who's divorced? Especially if they've been married a couple times? The self they were in those marriages is not the self they are today. And so how do they know what it's like to be married? Because they remember the self they were. They may not even be able to articulate it semantically. That's what you do with a lot of your old, deep memories and traumas, right? It was from an age of a particular self that you were that didn't have the grasp of semantic propositions. It barely even knew how to understand what it felt. But you knew what it was like to be that, even if you can't express it in words. There are different types of knowing. I don't care if you know the word ein sof, and ein sulfur. Those are semantic propositions. That does not mean you know. And every time you settle for it, you weaken the significance of knowing. Sorry, chat. Excuse me. What if niggas just say what the next nigga say? That's what most niggas is doing. Plagiarism type shit. Well, it's more than plagiarism because they don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand because they want so desperately to understand. And that desperation gets in the way. This is what I'm saying. That's why I say I understand. I can feel the heat from y'all. I can feel the burning desire. But this is what I mean when I say slow down. Because if the heat is too high, you burn the food. The thing you trying to cook, bro, you gotta heat and then lower it. You know, sometimes like cook a steak, you know, you gotta sear that shit, sear the outside, and then take it off and then slow that shit down. I'm telling you niggas to slow your shit down. Look, I know you seared it. I saw the seasoning you used. I'm not even a seasoning expert, but I know you did it. Okay? What I'm telling you is put the temp down, because all you did was sear it. No, Aries, look, I gotta get it. No, look, bro, I'm telling you, please. I'm not saying I know everything in the world, but I'm looking at what you're doing. I know what that is. Please take a moment. Because the only reason you think you know is because you feel good about things you can say. If any of the integrity of your knowledge is challenged, you feel a personal attack. Okay, I'm not talking about you. Right. All right, cool. Ain't trying to drop a bag on the evolution. Ain't about dropping a bag. Because look, sometimes motherfuckers will drop the bag and not even do what the bag bought. I know motherfuckers, I have consultations with them, bro. And it'll be years before they get around to doing anything I said. They drop the whole bag. Look, there's sometimes, because with the gold consultations, I used to let the client make the schedule. And so this is 3 calls. And so we'll get around to the second or third call, and it's time for them to make the schedule. They already paid me the money, but they're avoiding me. And look, I'm not going to chase you. You already paid me the money. I gave you the option, so it's your schedule. But if you're avoiding me, that's something different. What are you scared of? So fuck dropping the bag. It ain't got nothing to do with the bag. It's drop the bitch in your heart. Catch some L's. Put your chest out. Stand behind all that shit talking. And that's what I'm saying. The integrity of nigga shit is nothing. And that's what I have to revolt against the idea of a debate or a back and forth. Because they have no footing. They have no integrity for any type of resistance. They basically become pasta again, bro. Aries need to activate his anus. West Side, but leave me alone. That's for y'all niggas. I'm finna go to the guild, study this types of knowing. Look, please get in there and do some work. Ask some questions. Ask a dumb question. What I'm saying, motherfuckers, that shit's in your way. Imagine, let's say, I could give you the keys to all this spiritual shit you're trying to know. Let's just put that on the table for argument's sake. And the only thing you had to do was look dumb for one day. But it's not even going to be that. It's going to be seconds. Let's just put it on the table, argument's sake. All you had to do was look dumb for one day. Almost none of you would do it. I get the feeling, I get the resistance, but almost none of you would do it. The idea that you're going to look stupid asking a dumb question will keep you silent and dumb. And this is what this was to do. As opposed to looking at that fact, I don't even need to look at that, Aries. Everything's all other things. Everything's all things. It's all this. And you just start giving me axioms and principles. Just start saying things as opposed to knowing what you're talking about. This is why you do the back and forth. So you can get used to actually examining what you think and not just really believing it strong. Fervently. See, we learned a word today. Fervently. Well, if you came in late, you didn't learn a word. Nah, you can ride it, man. I'm being a dick. Sear that bitch in butter. What? Sear? Sear. Oh, sear. Oh, I don't know if that's how you spell it. I don't know either. But hey, man, yeah. And I learned that shit watching Seth Ramsey in them. But he got the little butter on the side with the little herbs in the butter. He just hitting it on there. Oh shit, that's it. I mean, I ain't about to do it. But oh shit, I seen it. Oh shit. Actually, knowing some shit through and through really takes work because niggas know it more than the back of their hand. Yeah. What's the name of the type of bone in your hand? Detail, how, what, etc. Yeah. You want to be, competence is its own reward. All right. You want to be competent, and being competent isn't just naming the attributes of the chakras. To be competent in this subject, you need all these layers of knowing. And that's just to be competent for yourself. To be competent enough to teach, give out hints, you need to know this backwards and forward. You need to have a concept of presentation. Because it's not just you're presenting this to yourself. You're presenting this to be eaten by somebody else. See, I can cook for me. I can cook for me because I don't give a fuck. It work. I'm not going to starve. I can't cook at nobody's restaurant. I can't cook for the cookout. And I'd be arrogant to think because I can cook myself food that I can't. Niggas love to be fake humble. But be humble. Be humble out here. Be humble out here. You're lying. You're arrogant. You're secretly arrogant. And you don't want to have to face it. And that's in your way. And niggas ask me how to summon a demon, and I gotta deal with that. We can't even get around to no demon because you sitting here fucking fighting yourself. Sorry. Motherfucker microwave that bitch. Hell yeah, motherfuckers microwave that bitch. And then when I tell them about the taste of a pan-seared steak, they don't know what I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, they just want to, bro, it's all steak. Okay. Get your Waffle House T-bone. Go ahead. I'm getting some kind of thick cut, nigga. Fuck you. Properly cooked. Medium, nigga. It don't matter what temperature you cook a Waffle House steak. That shit too thin. Fuck out of here. This nigga talking about me. Hell yeah, I'm talking about you. Like, exactly. Yo, get in the feeling, man. Get into it. If for a second you thought I wasn't talking about you, I guarantee you I was. Period. If you thought I wasn't talking about you for even a second, I guarantee you I was. I'm included in that. Right, like taking the knob on the stove doesn't mean I know how a stove works. Yes. Just because you can do what you think you saw grandma do on the stove, don't mean you know. Yeah. Just because a dumb motherfucker will eat your nasty food, don't mean it's good. Gotta know that. You gotta know that. Thank you. You see, it's not difficult, bro. It's not. Further I go, the more I realize I'm stupid and don't know shit. Yeah, get used to it, bro. You never have to stop wiping your own ass. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. When you relinquish yourself from the need to be the guy who's going to get it all, you can actually start to see. Because there's no such thing as a motherfucker that just gets it all. Because then there's nothing to get. All is one. There's nothing to get. There's nothing to be. It is. Well, see, these are fundamental principles. And so if the only way you've ever known it is in a motivational way, you missed it. But that's because you only missed it to the degree to which most people miss it. Most people only went to church to feel good. Right? You know the nasty shit they did on Saturday. You know it. You hang out with them. You watch them. You videotaped it. And then they go to church on Sunday. Matter of fact, God is just on Sunday. Unless, of course, they want a virtue signal. See what I'm saying? Even if you change the words, universe, you're still doing that. And that was the problem. I like it. I love it, man. Get in here. Get in here, bro. Because you don't stop learning. Learning is a lifestyle. You need to get reacquainted to how you learn. All this school trauma. So you got to get reacquainted to how you learn. And the first step is seeing yourself as incompetent. as dumb as a nigga that don't know enough and needs somebody to tell him. Bruh, I'm so serious. You gotta start with zero, bro. I'm learning that now, having detail over a statement. I used to hate the question explain. Right? Because look, explain, it questions the integrity of what you're saying. Yeah. And a lot of motherfuckers, they don't realize how much of themselves, of their personal identification, they put into all the little pieces they collected. Now it is them. And the fact that they're a person that knows is their personality. Like, that's the whole Gnostic shit. That's why I hate the Gnostic shit. It's a parasite. It's a fucking parasite. Ugh. Because all Gnostics do, it doesn't matter what your cosmology is, they just come up to you, well, your cosmology is wrong. What it really is everything you think you know is just an illusion by the demiurge. They pull a Catholic church. That's what the Catholic Church did. The word Catholic means universal. The First Reich. That's what they did. You just go around, okay, this is what you believe? Oh, you believe your Savior was born on the 21st. Well, really, what y'all talking about was we talking about? Because this dude was born on the 25th. Yeah. But really, what you don't know about it is, and now you're hooked. That's Gnosticism. It's Catholic. Niggas ain't doing nothing different. You're doing spooky Christianity with extra steps. Don't tell me Sophia and the demiurge. Shut up. The demiurge is the zodiac. It's the 12-fold pattern. It's not... Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers don't understand maps. They just know how to say words and tell me the story somebody told them because that's really what the truth is. Shut up. Oh, sorry. Nigga, can you put a PowerPoint slide on what you're talking about and teach to a child presentation? Yeah, that's what I do. All these fucking atlases, the black books, they're power. Well, I use PowerPoint to construct them so I can export them as PDFs and then turn them into images. So like, look, that's what I'm saying. You've seen some of these in some of the other books, but this is where I get specifically into using methodological maps. Because we're talking about how to do something, okay? Methodological map. How do I know? How do I know it's methodological? Because Brandon's beautiful face is on it. Look at Brandon's beautiful face. This is a methodological map. Look, by virtue of the colors, you can see the fundamental map underneath. By virtue of the colors, you can see the fundamental map underneath. This is some of the stuff we go over in the guild. Because once again, the point is guidance on godhood. It's in a practical sense, because everybody wants practical. Oh God, I'm not telling you how to do something practically. They don't really know. Shut up. Stop it. Don't be mean. God damn it. Toilet paper expensive too. What the fuck that is, man? That shit don't come with the house. So look, you move out, you think toilet paper come with the house. No. Oh shit, bro. Y'all ever see this shit and you gotta wipe nonstop? What? It'd be over. That overinvestment in the limited knowledge we identify with. Yes, so it feels like a death or exposure. Yes, it's the overinvestment, the personal identification in being this select group of people who really do have the secret knowledge. And if you just knew what we knew, you could be in the upper echelon. But we're humble. The fuck out of here. Right? I know, bro, because I've been that shit. Get the fuck. I know, bro. Fuck all the St. Lucifer devil demiurge shit. That's so goddamn frustrating. It's a scapegoat, or it can be used as one. Yes, it's used as a scapegoat. This is why I don't like when people say the ego. First of all, they don't even invoke the cosmology it comes from, but they conflate ego with their personal pride. I consistently say, no, that's your personal pride. Because when you do ego, just like when you do devil or demiurge, you try and push it away. You try and make it, there's this thing affecting what I am. No, that's your personal pride. That's the shit you actually want to do. And you need to contend with it. Ain't nobody else called to be honest about it. You're lucky I'm even saying anything. At least let me get my due and let me laugh at your ass. God damn it. Get a devil his due. I need my pound of flesh. Let me laugh. Shit. You're not going to die. But yeah, man, they just invoke whatever cosmology to justify the bullshit they already wanted to do. It's just like, I'm not saying people shouldn't do that. I'm saying if you're going to do that in my yard, metaphysics, I'm not going to let you shit in my yard. I don't care if you're shit in that yard. Go back, go talk to a biologist. Go talk to a microbiologist. Go talk to a physicist. Go talk to a quantum physicist if you want to. Don't tell me it's metaphysics, because then you're shitting in my yard. Then you're shitting in my yard. Ernest, I didn't ask for it back and forth. No, you asked for my foot up your ass because you're shitting in my yard. It's not your yard, it's everybody's yard. Let's fight about it. Let's fight about it. That's why you don't have a yard, asshole. Incompetent piece of shit. Sorry. Or it can be used as one. Aries, I was talking about you with presentation. I was spending on what you said about Noah. Forgive me. Forgive him, y'all. He's older than his age. Hey, man, whatever. Look, I like talking about me. But you have to know how to present what you're talking about if you're going to teach it. See, teaching isn't just you say something, somebody hangs on your every word, and they claw at you for the secret knowledge that you must have based on your hints. No, that's your arrogance. That's the personal pride. Teaching in and of itself is an art. Presenting in and of itself is an art. You to conflate your fucking off-the-cuff tips, video clips of somebody else breaking something down. You got a pocket full of them, and that means you get it. It don't. It don't. These niggas have a messy ass human. Good, bro. Start there. Look, that's what I'm saying, bro. Start. That's why I put Brandon in here. Start with Brandon. Identify with Brandon. Don't look at him and say, nigga, you ugly. I ain't never gonna be like that. Nah. He's perfect. He's perfect. Shit. Identify with Brandon. Be honest with how deep in the sauce and how lost you are about this stuff. That's where you start. Then you can start to put those other old pieces back together once you understand what you're doing. Look, I'm going to give you one puzzle to put together, and we're just going to talk about this puzzle. Once you understand how a puzzle works, if you want to, because what's in your hand is pieces from a whole bunch of different puzzles, you ain't got a whole puzzle. So you can go back and try and put that together if you want to. I'm not going to tell you you can't. But you don't need to. See, you got pieces from Orishas, from Hinduism, from Scandinavian shit, from Christianity, and you telling me you are ominous. No, my player, you confused. You're confused. Matter of fact, you're probably a devout human. You can't just say all of them, because then none of them make a difference. That's like these motherfuckers that say, I don't see color. Quit lying to me. That's what you're doing. You're lying. So that you can have a title as opposed to knowing what these things mean. It could all be so simple. It could all be so simple. It takes a little while to get the fundamentals, to put yourself into place. I know it took me years to do it on my own. I can get you there in a week, but you gotta let go of these random puzzle pieces. You got random pieces from random puzzles. You have random pieces from random puzzles, and you're trying to conflate your skill at putting a puzzle together with me. I just made a whole puzzle from scratch that don't have none of those old pieces. You trying to tell me you know about a puzzle because you got those pieces, and I'm saying you, like when I put it in this framework, it makes it easier to see I didn't know what I was talking about. When I say you have puzzle pieces from the Egyptian pantheon, from the Christian or the Abrahamic pantheon, from the Hindu pantheon, from the Scandinavian pantheon, you have random pieces, because don't even tell me you're an expert on it, because then you have the whole puzzle for it, right? You don't. You don't. And we know you don't. You have random pieces, the pieces that you liked, that made your heart chakra thump. It resonated with you. You got the favorite pieces from your favorite puzzles, and you're trying to put it together to make a puzzle that works, and it's not going to. It's not simply because you're dumb. That's a side note. It's because you literally cannot do what you're trying to do with what you're doing. You literally cannot. Not because I said so. It's the nature of what you're talking about. But you have to know what you're talking about. And how do you know that you know? How do you know that you know? You have to try and destroy it. You have to challenge it with all your might. Because when you take that thing you've built out there on the ocean, let's say this thing you've got is a life raft. You done got trees from all different sides of the island you can find. And you roped it together, you found you some cordage, and you put it together. And look, I'm not telling you you can't do that. I'm telling you you can. But what I'm saying is before you take that on the ocean, giving out tips, starting a class, you need to check whether or not that has any integrity. Because it needs to survive those oceans. And when a sea monster like me, King Kraken, comes along and you're found wanting, don't blame me. You came into my yard with your bullshit. We're going to make a raft. Nigga, make a ship. Make a vessel. Oh, that might take some competence. It's going to take too long to become competent. Then don't take your ass out here in the ocean. If it's too long for you to become competent in what you want to talk about, shut up. It's that simple. And you'd appreciate that from anyone else. You're a doctor coming to save your life. You would appreciate if they were competent. Your plumber coming to fix the pipes in your house. You would appreciate if they were competent. Your chef, the bus driver, the airplane pilot, the people around you who do things and do them well, you appreciate their competence. If it is too much for you to be competent, you should be quiet. It can be so simple. Y'all, this has been a good one. Next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to specifically stick to the fundamental map. So we're going to go through, here, did I pull that shit up? No, I didn't. Here, I'll pull this shit up. We're going to start going through the fundamental map. Because if you want to talk about methodology, I'll talk about it with you endlessly in the guild. But I know you don't understand the fundamentals. And understanding the fundamentals are so much. It's so much more important. Because if you understood the fundamentals, bro, you wouldn't have some of the questions you have, and we can have a conversation about something progressive. Anyways, the next time, what we're going to do is we're going to go through this book. All right? We're going to start out on looking at what the fuck we're talking about. I'm going to take you from 0 to 9. Okay? I'm going to take you from 0 to 9. This first stop is only going to talk about the first Trinity. All right? The first Trinity. We're only talking about 1, 2, and 3 coming up. Okay? But you need to know this. You can't tell me about 9 and you don't know 3. You can't tell me about 666 and you don't know 3. Hell, you can't even really tell me about 1 and you don't know 3. Don't talk to me about the triple blackness of space. Triple, and you don't know 3. Don't talk to me about 7, 10, 12. Look at the 11. Oh, you don't know 3. When I say it is the cornerstone of metaphysics, and the esoteric. I mean that as literally as I can mean it. You have to know this concept. If you do not know this concept, you don't know the fundamental map. You know propositionally how to repeat the words I've said, but you don't understand it. To have understanding, you're going to need all those densities, or at least 3 out of 4. Fuck. You're going to need more densities to get understanding. Okay? That's what I'm going over the next time. Because I'd really rather talk about metaphysics, bro, and not y'all niggas' methodology and how do I do this. Because you really don't understand the metaphysics, but fine, that's not a problem. You don't even know that you need training wheels to do what a guy on a motorcycle does. You need training wheels first, and you don't even understand. You think I'm ridiculous when you tell me, hey, one day I want to have a motorcycle, Dad, one day I want to have a motorcycle. And I listen to you, and I think, okay, let me get him set up. Let me get him on the right way. And I say, son, here, I got something. Watch, man, I got a present for you. Here, check this out. And I pull out a helmet, some elbow pads, some knee pads, and a bicycle with training wheels. And you look at me like I'm crazy. I get it. I get it. I'm pulling out helmet, knee pads, and a bicycle with training wheels. And you looking at me like I'm crazy. I get it. That makes sense. I can understand that. Still got to deal with it. So that's what we're going to be talking about, y'all. I appreciate y'all fucking with me today. This has been fun. Excellent. Like I said, I can talk about this all day. All day. I don't have to react to other people's content. I can. I don't have to. I can talk about this all day from the ground up. I can even show you my own model for doing it. I love this conversation. And to see your nasty piece of shit in my yard triggers me. You're right. Get over it, Aries. Don't be triggered. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Thank you for your wisdom. Your wise words do not stop my bleeding, and I'm bleeding. So, please, give me that. All right? Give me that. If I can't make you bleed, at least let me deal with my own bleeding. Fuck. I'm gonna laugh at you. All right, y'all. This has been great. Y'all have an excellent evening, man.